Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us for this Development Conference Orientation webinar. I'm Chris Nussman. I'm NENA's Communications Director, and I'll be your moderator for the day. Shortly, I'll be handing things over to our hosts, Chris Carver, our Operations Director, and Roger Hickson, our Technical Issues Director. Before we get to that, however, a couple housekeeping notes for everybody. We are recording this webinar, so if you miss any part of it or want to watch it again or share it with your colleagues, we'll send you a link to the on-demand archive and a PDF of the slide deck shortly after we finish the live broadcast here. And also, of course, we want you to get as much out of this webinar as possible so you feel as prepared, ready, excited, interested in the stuff going on at NDC as possible. So please make it interactive. You can use the GoToWebinar interface to ask questions, and we'll get to as many of those as we can towards the end of the presentation. And with that, I'm going to hand things over to our Operations Director, Chris Carver.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for taking time out of your busy day to attend a webinar about an event that is brought to us by several very important sponsors. Before we even get into things, we'd like to take a moment and thank Intrado, OnStar, Verizon, and Ford, who have all supported us in the effort to bring the NENA Development Conference to Austin, Texas, and such an important event really for all 911 professionals across the country and even beyond. So thank you to them, and let's begin. First, welcome to Austin, or at least welcome to Austin in advance. NENA is pleased to bring the Development Conference for the first time to Austin, Texas, a wonderful venue, a city that offers a great many sites, a great many things to see, a great many different things to experience, even beyond what we'll talk about specifically as part of NENA's Development Conference. We encourage you to take time out and explore the area while you're there, maybe add a day or two on to either the start or the end of your trip there so that you can actually get out and see the various sights and various sounds, various flavors and tastes that are offered in Texas's capital city. So, even getting there, you can start to take benefit or take advantage of various programs that are offered by NENA sponsors, NENA partners, or those we've affiliated with. Those include Delta, Avis Rent-A-Car, and the Super Shuttle, all of whom offer discounts for NENA attendees who will be arriving in Austin for the NDC. In order to take advantage of those discounts, there's a web link that's available on our website. You can actually search NDC discount page, or you can actually type in the URL that you see at the bottom of the page as it's presented now, nena.org/Austin discounts, nena.org/Austin discounts, where you'll find preferred pricing for airfare via Delta, rental cars through Avis, or your Super Shuttle transportation between the Austin International Airport and where NENA will be hosting the NDC at the the DoubleTree by Hilton in Austin. The DoubleTree by Hilton in Austin is a full-service hotel located a little ways northeast of downtown Austin, directly due north of the Austin Airport, as is reflected there on the map on the side. The hotel is conveniently located just off the interstate, also has several restaurants that are in that general area. Due to the success of NDC, even before we arrived there, we can also share with you, unfortunately we don't have this on a slide today, that we have opened up a second hotel. The Holiday Inn Crowne Plaza there next door to the DoubleTree also is featuring rooms that are available for NENA attendees as well. And you can call them and determine availability to see if you're not able to book a room at the original host hotel and where we'll be having all the events. To that point,
sure, Chris, sorry, a quick note about that. If you haven't booked your room and need to book for the Crowne Plaza, we only have that room block available through this Friday. So if you go to the NENA Development Conference website at nena.org/NDC, the housing link will take you right to the Crowne Plaza site to book through them. And like Chris said, it's just a block away from the conference site at the DoubleTree, so you'll be all set. Just be sure to book before Friday.
Thank you very much, Chris. I was actually even going to ask you when the hotel closing date was, so thank you for pitching that information in. Much appreciated. Fortunately, and this is one of the unique things about the NDC, almost all of the events occur, really 99.99% of the events will occur on property there at the DoubleTree by Hilton. So if you can get yourself to the hotel, you'll find everything else is happening right there. You'll be able to take advantage of all of the entire program that we're offering over the course of the 5 or 6 days that we're actually in Austin. All of the sessions will occur on the first floor, just off the lobby, in the various conference rooms and conference facilities that are offered. That will be the NDC program that we'll talk about here in just a moment. So one of the questions that we get asked fairly frequently is, what makes the NDC unique? Why should I go? Why should I attend? What do I get there that I don't get at the normal NENA conference that next year is coming up in June in Indianapolis? Well, quite simply, in most conferences that you go to, even ones outside of 911, the attendees are learning from the presenters. But here in Austin, and each year at NENA's Development Conference, it's the presenters who are learning from the attendees. In essence, we're looking to you to provide us your experience, your insight, your opinions, and your perspective to help us undertake what one of the most critical roles is that is a part of NENA, and that is our development of the standards and documents and other items that help support the entire 911 community in a variety of technical and operational ways. The standards that many of you have seen related to such items as call processing, or the construction of 911 systems and networks, or the services for the hearing impaired, or text messaging, or potentially the QA and QI, the quality improvement and quality assurance standards. Every one of those standards was touched by a session that occurred in an NDC, and many times more than one, where the folks in the committees that actually write those standards reach out to find out your input, reach out to solicit from you the ideas that should be included as we go forward and try to establish best practices and standards that all 911 centers around the country can learn from. So in this venue at the NDC, we truly look to you to provide the best content. Discussion is absolutely essential. Asking questions, absolutely essential. Interacting with your fellow attendees to figure out, hey, you know what, this is a potential solution, or this might be a reason we don't want to go down that path. All of those types of interactions are what make the NDC not only unique, but incredibly special. Because down the road, the documents that you'll see on the website, the documents you'll see referenced in hiring notices or policy and procedure manuals, or the documents that are used to grade the effectiveness of 911 centers, those are not written in a vacuum. They're authored by committees and subcommittees, which you'll have the chance to interact with at NDC and learn about to determine if you would like to become a part of those efforts, which we are always looking for engaged, informed, and passionate volunteers to participate in those groups. But beyond that, we look to you to really be the foundation of the efforts that we undertake inside the 911 world. And that is what this is an opportunity to do. Learn about the committees, the work that they do, and really offer your insight into what we do, so that down the road we can look back and see that we actually created together as a 911 industry policies, procedures, best practices, and standards that reflect the best and the most informed that we possibly can be, and that's because of you. So NDC isn't just a go and learn and listen to other people talk, although that will happen a bit, but it's also a chance for you to share, and that's what makes it so unbelievably important. In addition, you will also have the chance to network with fellow professionals who are equally passionate about having that level of impact on the 911 community. That means that these are the folks that are really going to be at the forefront of dealing with all the various changes, challenges, and opportunities that are faced by the nation's 911 community, whether we're talking about training standards and practices, whether we're talking about the systems and technology and backbone that'll help support 911 as we go forward, or whether it's the operational guidelines and standards of how we should perform in our 911 centers, what really our goals should be as far as how fast we answer a call or how fast it's dispatched. All of those questions are on the minds of those that are attending this conference. So it is truly an opportunity to associate with the best and the brightest in the 911 community and then work together to make things better. And those are powerful connections to make, not only in the sense of creating documents and creating standards, but in the sense of creating your network, which is truly ultimately one of NENA's most important efforts in the entire 911 community, which is facilitating the connections between the professionals that actually do the job every day, whether on the PSAP floor, whether in the various vendor and technology communities that do work that's vital for us to do our mission, whether it's in the governance and political structures that support the work that we do, in whatever context it is, facilitating the connections between those that actually are involved so that they can find out and learn from each other is truly one of the best benefits of not only NENA events, but really being a part of the 911 community in general. So, what we would encourage you to do beforehand so that you can plan out and have some of your ideas ready and be able to participate as an informed member of the audience and of the discussion group at the various sessions is take a look at the Know Before You Go items that are available. That link is on the bottom of the page. The NENA.org NDC Sessions link allows you to have an incredibly accurate description of not only what the sessions are, but where they are, who's presenting, and some of the goals that are there, as well as some items that might be handy to have before you go. Our NENA glossary, for example, is incredibly important. It just saves a little bit of time and eases any confusion or lack of comfort you might have with a whole bunch of acronyms that maybe you haven't heard before, which is something I assure you that happens to all of us. So having tools like that available as they're described at that link below will definitely make things a little bit easier and allow you to get the most out of your experience. So once you arrive, we just want to take a moment and provide a general outline of each day. On Sunday, October 4th, from 8 to 5, the registration will be open. Again, almost every single thing related to the event will happen just off the lobby there at the DoubleTree, so it's very convenient, it's easy to find. One of the other things we would encourage you to take a look at upon your arrival is the NENA store. We'll have all sorts of NENA products available for you to take a look at, whether you want to bring home a remembrance gift for yourself or for somebody that you left behind at home, or maybe some coworkers that weren't able to make it. The NENA store is a really wonderful thing to take a look at and support the association and also show pride in being a NENA member and being a part of our great events. So, in addition to the actual programming for the NDC, that's only one part of what we're actually doing in Austin. We have the Development Conference, which is, of course, a huge opportunity and a major event, but we have two other events as well that we'll talk about, one now and one a little bit later. One is the NENA Education Summit. For those that may not wish to participate in the actual development side, we also have the opportunity for attendees to take classes. We're offering 3 all-day classes, one each day, starting on Sunday, so Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, that will offer insight and education and training on various critical topics in the 911 world. So, for example, on Sunday, we're offering a pre-conference course on quality assurance, a roadmap into achieving quality assurance and quality improvement in the PSAP, and understanding databases in NG911, both of which are foundational to really grasping the trends and the efforts that are underway to improve the nation's 911 system. After the pre-conference course in the afternoon, we'll host our NENA Committee Open House and our first-time orientation. That's specifically intended for those who might want to become involved in NENA committees. You can meet those that are in those committees now. You can learn about what those committees do and how you might be able to help them do their job and really help the entire 911 community in the United States do their job too. The first-time orientation is exactly what it says, an opportunity to meet the other folks that are attending a NENA NDC for their very first time, share some ideas, make some connections, and do some networking. And that's also the focus of the welcome reception that happens on Sunday evening from 6:30 to 7:30 there on the first floor of the hotel, where we will invite everybody that's joining us for the NDC to meet, to share stories, to reconnect, and to plan out the week ahead for them. On Monday, we will actually have registration opening at 7:30. Then we have a variety of sessions occurring during the day. There will generally be 2 sessions ongoing at each time. The various times that those sessions are and the specific room numbers will be located both on the planning documents that are on the NENA website and in your program guide that you'll be provided upon arrival and registration at the conference. We will have a networking lunch from 12 to 1:15. That will be in one of the Phoenix ballrooms, and then we'll have sessions after that from 1:30 to 5 o'clock. A similar itinerary will occur on Tuesday with registration open from 8 to noon, working sessions from 8:30 to noon, a lunch which will be on your own from 12 to 1:30, and there is not only a restaurant in the hotel, but there are restaurants within walking distance from the hotel as well, very close on the other side of the parking lot in both directions. So there'll be plenty of options for you as far as eating. The afternoon will also feature working sessions. Wednesday, we'll see the conference, the NDC portion of the event, wrap up after morning working sessions and then a wrap-up session, and the conference, the NDC side, will actually adjourn at 12:30. Now, as I said, the NDC, or the Development Conference, is only one of the 3 components of this week's events. We have the Education Summit, we have the NDC, and then our third part is the Critical Issues Forum. The Critical Issues Forum is an event that allows us to focus on one particular critical topic. In this particular event, we're going to be focusing on the topic of location accuracy. And pardon the consultant term, but it's a deep dive into one particular topic that really relates to the world of 911. And in this case, we're going to focus on various elements of where we are regarding location accuracy, specifically for wireless. However, that does extend, of course, its interest and its effect to a variety of other components of the 911 environment as well. The itinerary for the CIF, these will be one session at a time, so everybody can be all together focused on one particular topic. That will occur in the afternoon on Wednesday after the wrap-up session for the NDC and the lunch for the NDC. The registration will open at 10 in the morning, but the sessions begin actually from 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock, as we'll have a variety of both public safety communications professionals from inside the PSAP and vendors together to present various key insights and lessons learned so far and future possibilities in the world of 911 as it relates to location accuracy. The CIF continues on to Thursday, October 8th. Registration will be open in the morning from 8:30 to 10 with morning sessions, a midday lunch and learn session that will feature NENA's CEO Brian Fonts, is joined by several government leaders from the public safety communications environment who will engage in a moderated discussion and then a question and answer period where you will be able to ask the questions you would like to know about the future of 911 as it relates to location accuracy. In the afternoon, we'll have sessions from 1 o'clock to 4, and then the CIF will adjourn at 4 o'clock on Thursday. As I said at the beginning, we also encourage you not only to learn and network and make yourself, your presence known in the NDC and the CIF by being engaged and really coming with ideas and suggestions and comments and questions, but we also want you to get out and enjoy Austin as well. It's a wonderful city with a variety of things to offer. To that end, we'll actually be providing a shuttle service on both Monday and Wednesday evenings from the hotel to downtown Austin. The details of the pickup and drop-off locations and the return times and locations will be made available in the registration area at the hotel once you arrive. We absolutely look forward to having each and every one of you a part of what we know has always been and will be a phenomenal event, unlike any other in the 911 community. This event depends on you. It depends literally on you asking questions, sharing your experience, and bringing into this event your concerns and passions and ideas about how 911 can best go forward in both technical and operational settings, how we can work together to address the challenges and concerns faced by 911 centers every day. That is truly what the NDC is for. That's also what the CIF is for as well, and what we look forward to sharing with you. At this point, I'd like to introduce one of our other presenters on the webinar today. That is NENA's Technical Issues Director, our longtime Technical Issues Director, who's been involved with many of these events and helped to really create them as they are into really special opportunities for 911 professionals. Mr. Roger Hickson.
I am here. I have nothing directly to add to the pretty full account that Chris has given so far, but there may be questions I can help deal with. or not.
All right. Thank you, Chris and Roger. If you have any questions, we have some time here. So if you go to the GoToWebinar interface, you can enter them here in the question box, and we can handle them as they come up. Yeah, as we said at the beginning, this event would not be possible without support from our sponsors, OnStar, Intrado, Verizon, and Ford. So we want to take another second to recognize them while we wait for your questions to come in.
I guess I will make one comment in the meantime. The NDC and its predecessors, which had slightly different names with the same basic intent over the years, have been a very significant complement to the committee work and development work that what now is referred to as the Development Steering Committee and the NENA Development Group has done over the years. I don't think we'd have probably quite the same results as we have currently in our many standards and documents if we hadn't had significant interaction and contributions from people attending NDCs in the past. So it's, as Chris said, it's really pretty important to get your viewpoint and concerns and priorities and things of that nature into the mix through activities such as the NDC.
All right, thank you, Roger. We do have a question here. Is there a cutoff to register for the Education Summit, or can we register upon arrival? So because there are attendee materials, workbooks, etc., that come with the Education Summit courses, it is best to pre-register so that you can be assured of getting everything, in hand. But of course, we don't like to turn people away. So if you're a last-minute decider and show up and want to participate in the Education Summit courses, of course, you're welcome to do that as well. Okay.
Also, for anybody that's new to this NDC, I really seriously recommend that you pay serious attention to the know before you go information, because knowing the fundamentals is helpful not only to you in asking questions and so on, but also it tends to avoid, shall we say, very basic questions that people may not be familiar with, that come up in the sessions and tend to offset the conversation that's going on temporarily. So try to make yourself familiar with the know before you go information, if at all possible. Go ahead, Chris.
All right. If we don't have any more questions, I think that will conclude today's webinar. Of course, if you have any questions or need any follow-up, you can email any of us, cnussman@nena.org, ccarver@nena.org, or rhickson@nena.org. We're happy to answer any questions you have about the NDC or anything related to NENA. As we mentioned earlier in the presentation, if you missed any part of this, want to watch it again, want to show it to a coworker who's also coming to NDC, you'll be getting an email shortly with information about the on-demand archive. You also get a copy of this slide deck. And of course, Chris, if you want to flip to the last slide there, we always appreciate it if you follow and like us on social media. You can see our Twitter handle and our Facebook address there. So we thank you for joining us today for this webinar. And, oh, sorry, we did have one more question here. Show the location of the know before you go information. Okay, so if you go to nena.org/ndc/sessions, or if you just go to nena.org/ndc and click on the session description link, you'll get all the breakout descriptions with the know before you go information, deliverables, and what you can expect from the session. Information will all be on that page. You can also download it as a PDF from that page, and of course, you'll get it as a handout when you pick up your registration packet on site. Chris, Roger, any other closing comments?
I don't think I do.
All right, very good. Thank you, everyone. We look forward to seeing you in Austin. And yeah, enjoy your week, and we'll see you in about a week and a half.